Hello and welcome. This guide comes to you from the experts at My Tax Accountant. You know that feeling you sometimes get that you might have accidentally given the government a bit too much of your hard-earned money? Well, you're not alone. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on something called the P800 notice. We'll show you exactly how to find out if you're owed a refund, and more importantly, how to get that cash back where it belongs, in your bank account. Let's jump right in.
So, let me just ask you, what would you do with, say, an extra few £100 right now? Maybe even a couple of thousand? It might sound a bit too good to be true, but honestly, for millions of people all over the UK, it's a reality. They've simply paid too much tax and HMRC is just, well, waiting for them to ask for it back. Stick with me and you'll soon know if you could be one of them.
And look, we are not talking about a small number of people here. Just last year, HMRC sent out P800 notices that led to a whopping 5.5 million tax refunds. To give you some perspective, that's more than the entire population of Scotland. This isn't some kind of lottery, it's just a common quirk of our tax system, and you might just be next in line for a payout. Okay, so here's our plan for today. First, we're going to demystify what a P800 notice actually is. Then, the fun part, the step-by-step guide to claiming your money. We'll also cover the flip side, what happens if you owe money. And, super important, how to spot nasty scams. Finally, we'll look at how to stop these issues from happening again. Let's get started.
Right then, first things first. What on earth is this P800 notice we keep talking about? Well, think of it as the key that unlocks this whole thing.
The easiest way to think about a P800 is like your annual report card from the taxman. If you're an employee or you get a pension and you pay tax through the PAYE system, chances are you'll get one of these in the post, usually sometime between June and November. It's really just an official letter that tells you, plain and simple, whether you paid the right amount of tax for the last tax year.
And check this out. The odds are seriously in your favor. For every single person who gets a letter saying they owe more tax, almost 4 people are told they're due a refund. That's 1.5 million underpayments versus a massive 5.5 million refunds. So getting one of these isn't just a possibility. For millions, it's a probability.
So why does this happen in the first place? I mean, isn't the tax system all automated? Well, yes and no. The number one reason is usually a wrong tax code. But other things can trip the system up too. Maybe you change jobs and your new boss put you on an emergency tax code for a while. Or let's say you're a freelancer in London, juggling a couple of different income streams. It's really easy for the system to get its wires crossed and take too much. Even something like a one-off redundancy payment can cause a blip.
Okay, so you've got it. The golden ticket. A P800 saying HMRC owes you money. Amazing! Now for the really good bit. Let's get that cash out of their account and into yours. Here is your simple, step-by-step guide to getting what's yours.
And here's a pro tip for you, right off the bat. Forget waiting around for a check to arrive in the post. The absolute fastest, safest, and easiest way to get your money is to claim it online through the official gov.uk website. Seriously, if you do it that way, the money can be sitting in your bank account in as little as 5 working days.
And honestly, don't be put off by the process. It's dead simple. First, just grab your P800 letter and have your national insurance number handy. Then, pop over to the gov.uk website and sign in to your personal tax account. If you don't have one set up, now's a great time to do it. From there, you just follow the on-screen instructions, pop in your bank details, and click Submit. That's it. You're literally just a few clicks away from your money.
And just look at the difference in how long you have to wait. Claim online, and you could have the money within a week. But if you wait for HMRC to send you a check, you could be looking at a delay of up to 6 weeks. Plus, there's always the small risk of it getting lost in the post, right? The choice here is crystal clear. Go online, get paid way faster.
Now, of course, not every P800 is good news. Sometimes the letter might say that you've underpaid tax and you actually owe some money. Okay, before you panic, let's just break down what that means. It's usually a pretty simple fix, and you do have options.
So HMRC has 2 main ways of collecting underpaid tax, and they're both designed to be manageable. If you are less than £3,000, they'll usually just tweak your tax code for the next year. This means you pay it back gradually in little bite-sized chunks straight from your salary. If you owe more than that, you'll need to pay it directly, but you've still got options like a bank transfer or setting up a direct debit.
And what if you get a bill that you just genuinely can't afford to pay all at once? The absolute worst thing you can do is stick your head in the sand and ignore it. HMRC can actually be quite flexible. The best thing to do is get in touch with them and ask about a time-to-pay arrangement. This lets you set up a payment plan with affordable monthly installments. The key is just to talk to them.
Okay, listen up, because this next part is so important. Stay with me. This might just save you a lot of money and a whole world of stress. Because millions of real refunds are being sent out, you can bet that criminals are working overtime trying to trick people with very convincing scams. Here's what you need to look out for.
This is a perfect example of what a scam text looks like. It'll pop up on your phone, out of the blue, promising you a specific amount of money and giving you a link. That link will take you to a very convincing but very fake website designed to do one thing: steal your personal and bank details. It's a trap. So you need to remember these golden rules. HMRC will never, and I really mean never, send you a text or an email to tell you about a refund. They will never ask for your bank details that way. They will absolutely never contact you on WhatsApp, and they will never call you up demanding that you pay them immediately over the phone. If you see any of those red flags, it's a scam. No question.
Okay, so now we know how to deal with a P800 when it lands on our doormat. But what about getting proactive? How can we take control and try to stop these overpayments or underpayments from happening in the first place? It really all comes down to understanding your own tax situation a little better.
And that brings us back to your tax code. For most people with one job, you'll see the code 1257L. That just means you're getting your full standard tax-free personal allowance. But if you have a second job, that income is usually taxed at the basic rate using a BR code. D0 is a similar idea, but for higher rate taxpayers. If these codes are wrong, your tax calculation will be wrong. It's that simple. Just have a look at your next payslip, your code will be on there.
So here's a quick checklist to help you stay on top of things. 1. Just get into the habit of glancing at your payslip and checking your tax code. 2. If anything changes, you get a pay rise, start another job, tell HMRC about it straight away. 3. Keep all those important documents, like your P60s and P45s, somewhere safe. And 4. Make sure you're claiming any tax reliefs you're entitled to for things like professional fees or working from home costs.
Phew, we've covered a lot of ground, haven't we? What a P800 is, how to get a refund, what to do if you owe money, and how to stay ahead of the game. That brings our little journey to an end, but really it's just the beginning of you taking full control of your tax. So I'm just going to leave you with one final question to think about. Are you 100% sure that your tax code is correct right now? Or could it be quietly taking a little bit too much money from your pay each month? Or maybe even setting you up for an unexpected bill next year? It's definitely a question worth asking yourself.
And if you're not sure, or if any of this just feels a bit much, please know you don't have to figure it all out on your own. For friendly expert help with a P800 notice, checking your tax code, or pretty much any other tax question, just get in touch with the team at My Tax Accountant. You can call or WhatsApp them on 07854 255 375 or send an email to info@mytaxaccountant.co.uk.
And hey, if you found this guide useful, why not subscribe to the My Tax Accountant YouTube channel? They're always sharing clear, helpful tax tips that can save you both time and money. Thanks so much for watching.